Hey there, everybody. Welcome to this reading. I don't know what this is going to be about yet. We're going to let the cards decide. Obviously, you probably know what it's about because it's going to be in the title. But we're going to use the Coffee Cup Oracle and the Tea Leaf Oracle to let us know, hey, that's crazy, to let us know what this reading is going to be about for you, collective. So let's see. It is going to be timeless. I'm just going to trust that you're going to find it when you need it. I meant to pull another one here as well. Yeah, we're just going to see what comes up. I'm using the Wheel of the Year Tarot as well. People always ask about this deck. It is an awesome deck. So let's see here. I feel like that for a lot of you, this is about some sort of change. It's almost giving me kind of like death vibes, or, you know, experiencing some sort of death. Maybe not literally a death, but we're more talking like a figurative death. So something is leaving your life and you're moving on to bigger and better things. But let's see here. All right, so you start off with this lion and the gazelle, which is crazy. It says strength and success and change and purity. It's like lions hunt gazelles. It's kind of funny because intuitively, I feel like something needs to be exercised here. You know, it's like that's what the words are really popping into my head just intuitively, is that this has nothing to do with like hunting, I feel, obviously, because you're not a lion, literally. But I feel this is more talking about something that needs to be exercised or something that hasn't been used, like a talent, gift, skill, or ability that you haven't been using. For some of you, I feel that being in a relationship with a person has prevented you from using the skill. Sometimes I think, again, not calling anyone out here. We've all done it. We get into a relationship, we get lazy. Maybe we stop doing the things we once enjoyed doing or whatever. And I don't even think that's like the main gist of the reading. I'm just giving you some examples here. Some of you, I feel like a skill needs to be used. It's like you need to be exercised. It's like, I've heard people like, I remember one time listening to Esther Hicks, and a lady who was like a vegan said, why can't the lions basically eat tofu, right? And she's like, well, that's not why they're here. They are here to have the experience of being a lion. The gazelle is here to have the experience of being a gazelle. It's neither here nor there. But it's like if a lion ate tofu, it would just be lazy. It just wouldn't be doing anything, right? So lions are beasts of burden. But I kind of feel just, that's a little extreme, but I feel like something needs to be exercised inside of you, like some sort of talent, gift, skill, or ability, or it's going to atrophy. It's not going to be as useful. We even see that here. You have the Knight of Pentacles, the Temperance card, in the Empress. I feel the Empress is potential. I feel like you have the potential to create a ton of abundance. I feel like you have the potential to create a lot of success and like all these other things, but there are some changes. Like I said, that Gazelle card says change and purity on it. It's like something has to change for you to kind of see this potential that I'm feeling on that Empress energy, So Temperance is about turning one thing into another and using your powers of alchemy. I feel for a lot of you, again, this reading is about a significant change that you're about to go through. For some of you, it's like maybe you want something, like you want to build a business, but maybe where you are, it's like you can't do it. These are the vibes I'm really getting from your reading. It's all about needing to make a change so you can put yourself in the environment where it's possible. Maybe you want love, but it's like if you live in North Pole, Alaska, as I always say, I know the two most attractive people from North Pole, Alaska, literally, right? They aren't there anymore. So there's no one left to date in North Pole, Alaska. Both people that you could have dated are married and they're gone. So, sorry. If you live in the middle of nowhere, maybe you need to move so that you can find love, right? But something has to change here. And it's funny because I almost said that with the Empress, that I was like, I was thinking to myself, the High Priestess isn't here, but boom, High Priestess right here. And really, this reading to me screams potential. High Priestess is the card of potential. The problem with potential is it's nothing. Potential doesn't exist. We have to grab onto something and make it happen when something has potential. And we see that here as well. Knight of Pentacles is no movement. He is normally not making any moves, even though he has everything necessary to make something glowing success. And we see this at the end. You have the Star card in the Tea Leaf Oracle. It literally says guaranteed success on it. My worry, here, and I'm not going to say it's a worry, because here I'm here to get your ass moving, right? And, what I would say is you have this old woman and you also have this old man card. It's like, how long are you going to wait? Is what I feel like saying. It's like you could have this success now, right? It's funny. I just saw some kid's TikTok, and I can't remember his name for the life of me, but he was saying something about how every single day for like a year and a half, he would wake up in the morning and he would imagine himself as if he was 100 years old, looking back on his life at all his regrets. And he did this to motivate himself to get moving, basically saying, you're running out of time. You need to get moving. And I'm not saying you're running out of time, but I would get moving here. With the Knight of Pentacles, you have the Six of Cups. It's like a lot of shoulda, woulda, coulda here, is what I would say, collective. But it's like there's some sort of turnaround coming in for you. And I also feel like some of you could be being a little bit overprotective of something. I'm not calling you out here, but, it's like sometimes it's 444, by the way. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but boom, look, 444. So I feel for a lot of you, it's like something you could be being a little bit overprotective. I didn't even know that. So that's crazy. But you're being overprotective over like an idea or something you want to put into the world. Sometimes, again, I think when we think we have a good business idea, work idea, good relationship idea, we protect it so much that it never becomes anything. So again, you have to risk exposing something. I keep talking about this. We're entering into the age of Aquarius. The biggest risk we could take is risk of exposure, literally exposing ourselves, like being wrong about something, being called a fraud, right? Everybody's afraid of that right now. Maybe you don't realize it, but you are, right? With the Temperance card, you have the King of Wands. You have the power to, create whatever you want. King of Wands is about being bold, being assertive, making things happen. So I feel like you need to be bold and assertive at this time. With the Empress, you have the Devil. It's a great time to get rid of toxic habits and toxic things just in general. We have Mars going retrograde. We're in the shadow right now. So anything you can do to get rid of toxic people, places, things, environments, all that stuff, definitely would be a good idea with the Devil. Next, you have this Cat card. It says jealousy and gossip. You also have this Old Woman. It says sadness, female on it. Again, obviously I'm reading for like a billion of you, so could be any gender. You also have the Older Man card at the end. So, like I said, take it how it resonates. I would ignore jealousy at all cost, as I always say, because Mars retrograde, terrible time to talk behind people's back, to gossip. But it's also, if people are gossiping about you, it always comes out after the retrograde. So I wouldn't even worry about it with this energy. I would just move on from it. Again, with the two older cards here, I do get a feeling of, again, I wouldn't rush anything. I like to, I think that there needs to be balance, right? Where it's like, I think you need to get moving on some things. I think this is true for everyone. That's why I'm glad it came up in this collective. But, I think it's true for everyone. But I also wouldn't, rush. I would make sure that you're making wise decisions while also moving forward. Chances are, whatever the situation is, you just haven't made a decision at all. So any decision will be moving forward, right? You have the Strength card, the High Priestess, and the Seven of Swords. I feel for a lot of you that you've overcome a lot. I feel like you are overcoming a lot. Some of you could be fighting some inner demons or some inner battles at this time. Again, that's a whole, if you're watching this in October of 2022, then that makes perfect sense to me. I feel a lot of us could be kind of like dealing with just this, that, and the other thing here. You have the High Priestess. Again, a lot of potential in something, but I feel like something needs to get off the ground. The story of the High Priestess is that she has no roof over her head. So it kind of says, doesn't say the sky's the limit. It says there are no limits. There are no limits to what you could accomplish, to what you could create, to what you could do. But the secret is you have to do it. You have to get moving. You have to make something happen here, collective. So I feel like you need to get moving with this High Priestess energy towards a goal, wish, dream, or something else. You also have this Seven of Swords here. Again, I would definitely be careful of toxic energy. I mean, look at this. We have the Empress, Devil, Seven of Swords, Emperor to the Two of Cups. For some of you, this could be like a false twin flame, whatever you want to call it. I don't believe in the titles or any of that stuff. And some people are like, how could you not believe in twin flames? I'm like, well, I don't. So I don't know. Get over it is what I would say. But number two, it's like, to me, the whole twin flame thing causes way more problems than it helps, right? So what I would say is just find a good person who puts in the work. We don't need to be running, chasing, following, running around in circles, banging our head against the wall. It's just that simple. There are plenty of people who exist who will put the work in with you. I see it every single day. People always tell me, where are these people? I'm like, I don't know. I see people all the time. I have friends who are in amazing relationships where they put in the work. I mean, maybe just the people I surround myself with, but I don't know. I see it all over the place. It exists. So if something is possible for one person, it's possible for you. You have the Star card, literally. Well, it's different, but still, same thing. So I would avoid toxic things, but I feel like something got in the way between maybe you and someone you thought was like a twin flame or something. But let's see here. I'm just dropping cards today. I've been throwing cards all day long. So let's fix this before I keep going. I'm probably going to edit this out, but let's see. With the Strength card, you have the Three Cups. Could have been a third party for some of you that kind of got in the way of a situation, but I don't know. I don't really read the Three Cups as a third party. Really, I feel this is talking about the strength of many. I think teamwork makes a dream work right now. So anything you can do to work with other people on projects and, all sorts of stuff, I feel that will be kind of like really good for you with this Three of Cups energy for sure. With the High Priestess, you have the Nine of Swords. Worries, fears. I feel like you need to get out of your head. Some of you could be worried about like what's on the other side of something, going this direction here to the Eight of Cups. Some of you are kind of like walking into darkness, I feel. It's kind of interesting that the Moon card hasn't shown up here because this right here totally gives me moon vibes. And even the High Priestess, normally she has 3 stages of the moon on her head. And those 3 stages, she kind of represents the fact that she sees the beginning, middle, and end of all situations, everything that she's going through. And with that Eight of Cups, it really tells me that one of those, it's like the future is missing, or being able to see the future could be the thing that is missing with the Eight of Cups. So we're going to have to dig deeper. With the Seven of Swords, you have the Three of Pentacles. I mean, it could be a third party. Again, I really need to see a lot more than this to call something a third party, but Devil, Three of Pentacles, Three of Cups, Seven of Swords, right? So some of you could have experienced an ending, but I don't know, Three of Pentacles is such a good card of teamwork and making something work that's all I would focus on here with this energy. I don't think it's really helpful necessarily to call these things out in readings. 9 times out of 10, if you're in a third party, you already know. And so it's like, what's the point of talking about it? Number 2, I feel that you could be working on a team with, or building a team, especially in work or business. And that could be kind of like very, very helpful for you, especially, again, if, like I said at the beginning of the reading, you're working on building a muscle here with that lion and the gazelle, which is kind of like what's popping into my head with that. Next, you have the Cobweb card. It says, protected from negative forces beyond your control. Love it. You also have this key. It's a successful outcome to your problem. Amazing. So I feel if you have any issues or problems, there's a successful outcome. I also feel like there is an element of protection. The thing about the protection here is, again, you have the Strength card, which normally has a lion on it. You have that Lion card. You have the Emperor here. I feel like you personally have built up a lot of just resilience in general, probably over the last few months, depending when you're watching this. Judging by what's going on here, I would say that if you're watching this, I don't care if you're watching it 10 years from now, I would say you have recently gone through something that has required you to become strong, literally. I mean, literally, you could be working out more all of a sudden, or you could be picking up working out. For others, this could be like a breakup that made you realize something. I kind of feel with the older people showing up in this reading that it made you realize that time is running out. Not in a bad way. I feel this is kind of more in a motivational way. I feel like it's gotten you moving. You have the Eight of Cups, the Nine of Swords, and the Emperor here. You have the Nine of Swords twice. So I feel like some of you, it's like some sort of nightmare needs to come to an end or something. And I don't know if it's you that can bring this nightmare to an end. Well, I would say yes, because to me, the Nine of Swords says you can be the bug or the windshield. You have a choice whether or not you kind of experience this pain or if you move on from it. She does look like she's being chased away by bats, right? And you have the Devil. The Devil has bat wings. I always say that he represents an energy vampire. So I feel for a lot of you that you are like moving away from this energy vampire type energy. And clearly you have that key card, which says successful outcome to your problem. So, you're walking away from something here. I feel like someone's watching you walk away, collective. So for some of you, this could literally be a person that's watching you walk away. This card is the only card traditionally on a traditional Eight of Cups, only card that has an eclipse on it. So, we have eclipse season coming up. It wouldn't really surprise me if you're eclipsing something out. I feel like someone's just watching you. If I'm being honest, they're just like watching you walk away. They're not doing anything about it. For others, it could be a job or a business. And, a job, like a boss could just be watching you walk away. But I really feel like you can't be the lion eating tofu, right? Which is what you have been. It's like something hasn't been exercised, like I said. You have the Emperor here. I feel like you're too much of a boss here. I feel like this is your true potential, your true energy that you are working towards, and you know it. So that's why you're going to overcome these problems. I feel like you've been in energy of being dragged down for too long. With the Eight of Cups, you have the Temperance card. Do you have the... yes, you have the Temperance card twice. So I feel like you have the power to turn your situation around, and you know it. You can see that there's a pathway. That path represents the path to glory. And I feel for a lot of you, maybe you've been on pause. Maybe you've been kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out of a situation for too long. But I feel like you decided to take control and turn a situation around yourself, and you're on your path. With the Nine of Swords, here you go. You have the Six of Wands. People are going to be jealous of whatever you're accomplishing. Ignore it, right? There's a jealous person right here, right above my finger. That person is meant to represent someone who is jealous of his success, but he's earned it. That's all you need to know. You don't need to respond to the haters, the trolls, or anything like that. I feel like you're accomplishing a lot, and I feel like your results speak for themselves in the near future whenever you're watching this. With the Emperor, you have the Wheel of Fortune. Are you freaking kidding me? Again, here's the thing about the Emperor. This is an energy that you need to sit in, that you need to embrace, that you need to grab onto, is that boss energy. It's like the second you do that, your fortunes are going to change. But if you don't do it, nothing is going to happen. Again, I don't think this is a result. I think this is an energy, if that makes sense. It's like some people, you know how they just like walk into a room and they command the whole entire room. They have that command presence, right? That's what I mean by the energy. It's almost like this is something that you give off that just changes things. But again, you have to be in that energy. And again, I feel there's a lot of things popping into my head, right? With this Emperor energy, like making decisions very quickly, being able to make decisions, being able to see what situations are worth it and which situations aren't worth it. I've been talking about this for like 2 years now. If you don't know what's worth and what's not worth it, justice, right? Cause and effect. Meaning, if you put energy into something, do get energy back. Making those very quick decisions is going to put you in that Emperor mode. I truly believe that. So that's probably like the number one thing that you could do right now. And not being afraid to do it. Not being afraid to walk away from energy vampires, liars, cheaters, stealers, all those things. Not being afraid to turn your back, right? And just knowing that there's probably something better coming in for you. That's what's going to put you in this energy. And by embracing that energy, naturally, look what you attract. Love. Two lovers, Two of Cups, right? So there you go. You have the older man. It says dealings with relationships with an old man. Again, could be an older person. I really feel for you this has to do with time. You also have the Star. It says guaranteed success. So like I said, there's clearly some sort of guaranteed success coming in for you, collective, and something that makes you very happy. I see a lot of happiness here. I also see like a lot of decisive energy. Like I said, you need to embrace this right here, the Emperor. In the Wheel of Fortune, you know, the Wheel of Fortune is normally a change in your fortunes, but like I said, that's not really how it's popping into my head. It's popping into my head, like I said, as an energy, which is so weird. It's not, I don't even know how to describe that. It's like almost like as if it's a way of being, right? Is the Wheel of Fortune and the Emperor together in this reading, in this collective. So I feel like embracing that energy is going to change everything. Again, you have the Queen of Swords, the Lovers, and the Two of Cups. So I feel like you're very decisive. I like the Queen of Swords kind of in this situation with love because Queen of Swords, she normally has her sword up, but her hand out. It's like she's a little bit cautious, but she's like cautiously optimistic. She's willing to accept something new into her life. And she's also trusting her vision. For a lot of you, you know, again, I feel like once you step into that lion energy and you exercise something, whether it's a talent, gift, skill, or ability, that's the thing that kind of brings this clarity in, you know, from the Queen of Swords. Maybe you've been ignoring something for too long, something that you like to do, like working out or, you know, playing with your dog or whatever. I know that sounds ridiculous, but I think that's a thing. Whatever you've been ignoring in the past, maybe because of a past relationship, that's the thing that gives you your power. And so I feel like you're realizing that. You have the Lovers. It's like very, very, this happens very quickly is what I would say to you, collective. I feel that for those of you that want love, clearly you're going to have to get attention. Right next to it, you have the Six of Wands. And again, as I've said, you know, it's like right now we have to risk the fear of being exposed. So that means we have to like go out and meet people and talk to people and all this other stuff. It's like, trust me, I get tons of comments from boss babes, boss dudes, and everything like that. My comments are all just like, I don't chase, I attract. I'm like, okay, have fun with that. Like, have fun being single, right? You know, I don't care any longer. So, you know, if you don't want to take the advice, that's fine, and see how that works out for you. But I'm telling you right now, for those of you that are smart, that know that all good things come to those who put the work in for them, right? It's like, you know, if you're just sitting there waiting, like, what do you think you're going to attract? You're going to attract someone who is also sitting there and waiting. Is that attractive? Let me ask you that, right? Would you want to attract someone who just sits around and waits? Or would you want to attract someone who's like a go-getter? I don't know. Pretty simple as far as I'm concerned. So I would get out there because, you know, you are going to attract what you are. And I feel like this is true love coming in for you if you want it. You have the Two of Cups here. Two of Cups is a perfect match. So is the Lovers. I definitely feel there's like a very peaceful connection coming in for you. Of course, there might be, you know, the typical arguments and things like that every once in a while. But for the most part, I feel like this is something that's very peaceful. And even if you lovers, having the lovers and the two cups is like, even if you have an argument, it's probably like an adult argument where you see each other's sides, you're arguing, but you're not like beating each other up or anything crazy like that. So this definitely looks good to me. With the Queen of Swords, you have the Emperor. Boom. Exactly like I said. It's like because you're in the Emperor energy, you see things clearly. With the Emperor and Wheel of Fortune, I feel like those two things are one, is what I would say. With the Two of Cups, you have the King of Pentacles. Something permanent. Love it. It's funny because for like 2 years or so, I've been talking about how I think the King of Pentacles energy is pretty much going to be the most attractive energy for most people right now. So it doesn't really surprise me. And again, it doesn't matter what gender you're interested in. King of Pentacles is something permanent, something stable. It's kind of like conventional, but again, hard worker, I feel like it could be attracting as well. Could be an earth sign for some of you, although there's like every single sign here. And of course, it is a collective reading, so it doesn't really matter. With the Two of Cups, you have the Hierophant, marriage. So some of you could be meeting a person that you're marrying. Again, if you're letting someone go, I feel like the next person you meet could be someone that you marry or that you are with for a very long period of time. Even if you don't want love, to me, this is a deep commitment to whatever this key card is right here. This, successfully overcoming your problems, guaranteed success. And again, I feel like this has to do with your exercise. And again, some of you could literally be exercising, but that's not what I'm talking about. There's something that is, that is an exercise, like I said, for you, that makes you powerful. And I feel like you need to be embracing, again, one of my favorite people of all time, Eric Thomas. He says, real lions like to hunt, right? So it's like, what is it that you do, right, that turns you into a lion? That's what I got for you here, collective. So thank you for being here. Again, I'm going to keep doing these daily random collectives. And again, the name's going to be in the title of whatever they're about. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your day.